Hello YouTube. So I just had a hang on, get the light out of the way. So I just had a brilliant idea. Sorry, the crudity of my Samsung headphone microphone because I'm cheap. I had a brilliant idea. I wonder why there isn't such a thing as get out of the way of the light as video CV. Might be a good idea. Might be something to look at. You know, instead of an employer reading through text on old school text on a piece of paper or in electronic form, why not just send a video for the application that you're going for? This way the employer can see what kind of person you are, can see what you look like, and see how your approaches are, and obviously how well spoken you are or not, or how well dressed you are or not, and it gives employers, I suppose, a better first impression of you. So yeah, this is my, I suppose, online CV. So I'm currently looking for a job in IT. The last time I did IT was about 12 years ago. I've been in retail ever since, as a supervisor, mainly cash office admin and shop floor. Problem being, it's not what I want to do, and the problem I have is that because I've been stuck in retail for 9 years, I can't get an IT job now because I haven't done it in 9 years. And the problem with me is, I know quite a lot about IT, and I've been interested in IT ever since I came out of school, from setting up small networks back then with Windows NT server and NT workstation, primary domain controllers and secondary domain controllers and all that rubbish. But I think the good thing is people might see that as old technology, which yes it is, but it's the same principles nowadays, just using different software. We all know what Microsoft are like. They like to change things, word them differently, which is a good thing, I suppose, but fundamentally it's the same. So as I said, primary domain controllers and secondary domain controllers in Windows NT server, now they're defined as forests and, it's not trees, is it? Was it? Yeah, domain forests. So basically it's the same thing, but just renamed something different. So it's the same practice, it's the same end result, maybe a different way of setting it up and having a few more options, yes, but fundamentally the same thing. And I think if you understand what a primary domain controller is, or a domain controller, then what's the difference. The software might have changed a bit, but you'll figure that out in about 5 minutes if you're any kind of IT professional. Same as the server software, may look different, but functions in the same way. You right click to get to your desktop properties. That's been the same all the way since fucking Windows 95. It's not changed. It may look different, it's the same process. Anyway, that's just a rant. But what I'm trying to say is, technically in my head, I'm a fully qualified IT professional. I run a home network, a small network granted, but using an old Dell 2950 server, which is roughly about 15 years old. But because they are built to last, you can buy them now on eBay for like £100, if not cheaper. But from that, as I say, you can run your own file server, your own web server, your own sort of domain controller, Active Directory services, as it's now called. Yes, they changed the name. You could run everything from the one box, which is what I'm doing. You can have clients as computers, so I have several laptops, a couple of phones, which you probably use as DHCP, or use your main server as a DHCP server, and use it to allocate IP addresses for all your devices that you have. You know, it's things that you would use in the real world, but personal. And therefore I can't see the difference of having personal experience as opposed to professional. I mean, yeah, it's a different kettle of fish. You're responsible for sometimes hundreds, if not thousands of users. And also, you know, data protection. You know, you have things stored on the servers only certain people have access to, and you need to make sure or ensure that those people only have access to certain files or folders or sections of the network. But the thing I like about being personal is, you know, if you get something completely wrong or choose a setting in your policy that doesn't allow you to log on anymore, you know, you're not too bothered, because you can just reset your own system, because it's only you've got to worry about. But in doing that, you've learned how to you've learnt not to do that in a say corporate environment or a large establishment. Not that I would do that in an establishment, obviously, because they already have their settings and everything set up. But what I mean is, you know, like security, like denying NTLM access, which seems to be a big thing now because of security. But the problem with that is there's a lot of applications that still use NTLM for access. So you have to allow some applications access, which is, I'm digressing. Anyway, as I said, I run my own small home network, a couple of clients, mucked about with roaming profiles, mucked about with user rights and accesses. Let me just take my glasses off because they're annoying me. And brilliant, my nose is running because it's freaking cold in here. Very flexible. As I have the personal experience, the last IT job I did was for High Grade Computers, which was a telephone technical support, which was actually quite fun, but it was less technical. It was more, you know, people calling up saying my printer doesn't work, and then you find out they've not plugged the damn thing in. But as I say, still good. And there was a few times you did get an actual proper error, like with what was it? I had Windows ME was around at the time when I was supporting these desktops, and System Restore, I think, was probably Microsoft's first attempt at creating the System Restore program, but did not work on ME at all. Complete fail. And the amount of customers that actually tried to use the System Restore system and wasn't able to recover their system because it just didn't work totally, it was hilarious. Most of the clients using AOL internet, you know, back then used to have to dial up, dial in. A lot of times the drivers for our motherboards that we had, I think they were, I can't remember their chipset names, but there was a certain driver that AOL used to disable. So you had to go into the hardware properties with this person on a computer that really didn't know what they were doing. You know, go into safe mode, disable the driver, restart the machine, reinstall the driver, so on and so forth. So yeah, that was more fun than technical. You very rarely got a technical issue. Or the funniest one, yeah, can you turn on your computer please? I have. Okay, on the monitor, what do you see? And they say an orange flashing light. You're like, okay, can you turn the computer on? And you actually find they're turning on and off the monitor, not the computer. I mean, this was going back probably about, as I say, 14, 15 years, so I suppose there were a few people that didn't know how to use computers. So that was just a given at the time. But yes, I currently work in retail. I'm just about to start a job in as a maintenance manager for a local care home, and also have a job interview for Barking and Dagenham Council. So I'm definitely looking to get out of retail, because it's not something I want to do, and only took me 9 years to figure that out. But yeah, this is my online CV, as you say. For any of you guys out there looking for either an IT administrator, sorry about the light, IT administrator, even like a Active Directory guru in a sense, you know, locking down user accounts, making sure there's no one doing silly things on your server and your potential private files. I say private files, confidential files. Making sure online security is all good, making sure that services are running and backed up regularly, because the last thing you want is data not to be backed up and something really important goes missing. Even in small companies, you know, you need to have a backup of some description. So yeah, that's my online CV, if you like. I'm sorry if you can't hear me too well. I'm trying to be a bit quiet because other things going on here, but yeah, just a quick update. So yeah, if you're looking and you need someone for your small or medium IT company, kind of need a refresher, you know, you kind of need to update your systems, you need to roll out new desktop clients, you need to roll out new services, you need to roll out new software, you know, give me a shout. I'll be posting back more with more technical stuff to do with my computers and networks, because I like doing it, and kind of show you guys out there that, you know, you could also run your own small home network on a budget, because I'm on a budget and I can do it, and if I can do it, I'm sure you could do it. So there'll be some tutorials soon that will take you through the steps of actually sorting out your kind of own little mini network to maybe host a website, so like a web server or just a file server. Or you could just go out and buy a cheapie 2 hard disk caddy with RAID set up on it with 2 hard drives in it as your file server. Many ways to do it, but I prefer the Windows way, because you've got Active Directory, you can share files to certain users or groups, and also having them available anywhere, so you could have them on your phone when you're away, when you're at work, blah blah blah. But yeah, that may be coming soon, depending on what you guys want. I recently just done another video asking you guys what you want to see, so I'll suppose check that out. I'll link that somewhere here. So thank you for listening, if you got that far. I am Dr. Run CMD. My actual name is Chris, and if you get the title Run DMC, you'll know why it's funny. So Dr. Run CMD, Dr. Run Command, as in Windows Run Command, not the band Run DMC. Anyway, I'm just waffling now. Spot on, and I'll see you guys later.